Sega! Daniel,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm loving your room.
Oh, thank you.
Really cool stuff. You got Power Rangers, you got swords. Are those laser discs by chance in that box?
Records, actually.
Records. Gotta love your vinyl. I used to have I still do, it's in storage, but I used to play in the ones and twos on my Technics and just play a lot of vinyl.
Yeah, I just started not too long ago. So
nice. What kind of stuff you got in there?
Mostly rock. Little Elvis.
Nice.
I had my mom's. She gave me her. I forgot her name from Greece.
Newton John.
Yeah, I think she has a signed copy. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. Good collection. Keep it eclectic. You know what's fun is when you, if you start getting, if you ever get two decks, two turntables, which are pretty cheap right now, other than not the digital ones, but the original Technics.
Yeah.
And you have all of this source material. Then you start buying like beats, like just long dance loop beats. You can mix the two, and you'll start mashing up things that would never have been mixed together. I used to love doing it, but without even headphones, like just kind of guessing. Playing classic rock or weird. The more eclectic and strange spoken word, like Carol O'Connor reads bedtime stories. I would throw up against some like Icelandic, house music, and it's the weirdest shit you'll ever hear. It just starts to become really wacky. You can record it. It just becomes a fun thing to do. And as you build that collection, start. Really kind of not generic, but just long loops, long beats in the dance space that I would never buy normally. It's only because you want to mix that kookiness around against it. Becomes really fun.
Oh, probably not skilled enough in music to do that, but
you don't have to. It's not literally. It's random. You're like, drop two needles at the same time and go.
Just see what happens.
This, you slow one down. You don't have to use all these kind of skills. You just, You'll see. You'll stumble your way through it. It's kind of fun.
Kind of my thing. Stumble my way through it.
It's the only way to play. You have any questions, man? I'm sorry to chew up all my time on
I wanted to.
Your time on.
You've actually been a bit of a joy in the pandemic. My friends and I. Well, I've been collecting all of your movies. Like I'm trying to get all of them.
Wow. I'm sorry in advance. So let me apologize for.
You're great no matter what. That's the best part.
Thank you.
There's actually just watched Silence of the Hams.
Oh yes, is that the Blu-ray re-release that came out? There's a new release.
I don't know. I didn't know it did. I have the VHS. I had to actually get a VCR to watch it.
Wow! Good for you. Okay, traditionalist. I love the noise of tapes.
But there's one I found. Ghosts of Goodnight Lane.
Yes.
That is you are amazing in that.
Thank you. That was we nearly made that. We really wanted to do a producer's cut, as it were, or like a redirector's cut or an actor's cut. We kept talking about with the director because we had subverted that thing so much. It was a straight horror movie, and I was like, this won't work as a straight horror movie. We got to make it a comedy, and we got to beat people to it. Because apparently it was like the studio was actually filmed in the studio where there were really hauntings. He just came up with that backstory. It was genuinely a haunted film studio that was in this house. And this guy said, I got to make a movie about this post house because all this weird shit happens there. And I said, that's creepy and wild. And then he wrote all this kind of crazy backstory as to what it could be. But it was so preposterous that if it was played straight and scary, it was never going to be entertaining and we'd never be having this conversation. So I was like, we got to make this thing crazy funny. And he totally bought into it. Like just before production, he's like, I'm totally with you. This is a great idea. Let's go. And we pushed as hard as we could on it and made it as wacky and funny as possible while still being a little scary. And then the producers who funded it got cold feet and tried to make it still scary enough, and it was nearly there. It nearly achieved the level of brilliance.
You can kind of feel that, with it.
You know what I mean? It was like, so we still kind of desperately want to sneak out a, actor producer's cut and or actor director's cut to make it fully what it could be. But there's enough in there that I love that movie in a weird way.
Oh,
There's so much. There's so many scenes in there that they're just absurdly hysterical.
Oh, it's magic.
It's like Ghostbusters sometimes, you know. You're like, okay,
yeah,
you know, in that level of wacky. Thank you for bringing up that movie. I'm sorry. I know we're running out of time. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, that was kind of the main I wanted to bring.
Well,
up.
I'm glad. So glad you brought that up. Let's do this again, man. We're going to do more of them. We can dedicate more time if you have any other questions, or hit me up on Instagram if you want, at Billy Zane. But we'll be doing more of these things. Tell me how your DJing's going.
I will if I can figure it out.
Thanks for collecting all those. I'm glad you appreciate the thoroughly eclectic canon that is, you know, my filmography.
Well, thank you for being you. So
Well, I appreciate you. Check out Blue Seduction.
I have that on my list. I don't have it
yet. That is a equally subversively wonderful kind of thriller that you'll see. It has the same kind of influence, as it were, but grounded in a pretty cool character and story, in a taking a noir dynamic and turning it on its head for like around a pop star who's kind of past it. I'm not going to give anything away, but look at that movie if you like that caliber of weird indie and funny kind of character work. Check out that one.
Oh, well, thank you.
And Land Speed, another favorite.
I have that. I got Land Speed.
Those are great. All right, man.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how many more seconds we have. I don't want to cut you short. I'll let Don.
I think he said wrap up. So.
Whatever. One more. Anything?
No, I mean, yeah, I think everything else that has might probably be like more open ended. So I'll let you go.
Thank you, man. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure.